Well, it's time for Ink to Book Show, people. Let's get into it. I'm your host, Ryan O'Connor. I'm inking my first graphic novel. No, I'm coloring my first graphic novel, Bonehead, here on Ink to Book Show. And let's cue that up. So I'm on, I think, the last step of coloring the page. Well, I have to finish color holds, and I have to do some little cleanup. But I've got some of the color holds underway now. I started to do that on the last stream, and then I had to abandon the stream for some reason. Oh, I was getting a phone call that I had to take. And I had already been on for over an hour. Let's see. I'm gonna turn this music up a tad. This is some old wax cylinder recording of some xylophone music. Let's see if it'll tell me. This is a piece called Arabian Nights, One Step, by the All-Star Trio, recorded in 1919, or at least released in 1919. Without electricity, it was recorded. All right, so I need to select all my inks, which are on this layer. So I got my magic wand. Select that. I have contiguous unselected, so that's going to select all the black on the whole page. And then I'm going to go back to my color holds layer, and then I should have this color down here already, this brown brush. Okay. So I did all the mountain ranges. I made them like a reddish brown, making all the sand on the ground, all the black outline on the sands, like a brown color. That includes this horizon line. Let me zoom in more. I'm gonna blow this up a bit. Okay, where am I? Okay. So after I do all my color, I do my color holds on a separate layer, and then I go back and I'll erase. See, I have my inks here on this layer, but that's a copy of this bottom layer that I don't touch. It gets buried under all the color and stuff, but and that's just like my backup basically. But because I when I do color holds, I go back and I erase. I don't erase. I just, so if you could see just this layer, it's all my inks. I have it all selected right now, but it's all inks. I'll even deselect it so you can see what's going on. It's all my inks, and when I do the color holds, I end up kind of going in, and I'll select white, and I'll just paint. Oh, you know what? I'll just paint it all out. All the parts that I do color holds over. But I'll do that later, because I need them selected right now. And I'll show you why. So you might have seen me scroll past this a minute ago. And I'm sure there's a more straightforward, I know there's a more straightforward way to do it, but I just like doing it this way because it's clean. Because I could just select all my ink on this layer and do the color hold straight onto this layer, but then if some black stays through, it's going to stay there, and it could go unnoticed. This way I know when I get my color hold laid in, I know I'm going to get rid of all the black where I don't want black. Maybe that, I don't know, maybe that's me being overly complicated. I don't know, but I like it. Okay, so oops, what did I do? Okay, so let me zoom back in. Get my horizon line. So my niece and nephew were over today, and oh, I should have brought it down here. I'm making a comic about monster trucks with my 4-year-old nephew, and he's dictating. I made 6 panels on a page, and he told me to draw this one monster truck on the middle panel, and then this other panel he had me draw a shark monster truck, and he colored them in, but the rest of the panels are blank, and there's no discernible story to the 2 panels that are there. But he's 4, but it's looking pretty cool so far. And then my mom has an apple corer, so it pushes the apple core out of the apple, and then she just slices up what's left, but she slices it down the middle so they look like little rings, the slices of apple, and they were calling them apple donuts. And my nephew, he goes, "Here, Uncle Rhino, have an apple donut." And I took a bite out of it, and I was like, "Ooh, this donut tastes like apple." And he's like, "That's because donuts are made of apples." Like, I thought he was gonna say, like, "That's because it is an apple." But he took this like long pause, and he's like, "That's because donuts are made of apples." It made me laugh. Like, I think he was ready to spoil the magic for me and then decided not to, or something. Oh, so I am trying to get into the swing of doing my daily drawings again on social media. For years, I was doing daily drawing. It was starting to get a little fewer and farther between for a while, but for the most part, I was doing a daily drawing for years, and, then I got this new day job, and it was just so much harder to make it happen anymore, but I think now I've been there for a year, like a year and a half, and, I'm trying to make it happen again, so although the other challenge, other than my time, was they stopped making a lot of my markers easily available, the markers that I've been using for, like, 20 years, and so that was another challenge that was getting in my way and making it hard to make quality stuff happen, so I think I'm gonna do digital drawings, and I think that'll be good. I think they'll look nice, and they'll be ready for art books a little more readily. They'll be, like, prepped for art books more readily because that's something I've been wanting to do for a long time and just haven't it takes so long to get stuff prepped for art pages, for my liking anyway, and for my ability, I don't know, I'm kind of slow on stuff sometimes. But, so, hopefully tomorrow I'll be posting a new piece of artwork, and hopefully it looks good. I got new pens and new sketchbooks and new stuff, so I wanna be doing that again soon. Hi, Nami. Nami's here, everybody. Let's have a round of applause. That wasn't supposed to sound, like, condescending or something, or insincere. Nami's here, everybody. Everybody being Nami. Let's see here. That is true. I am, everybody. I done been told you. There's some line in, I think it's the first season of Rick and Morty, where, like, my brother pointed out, I don't know, my brother was just, like, cracking up about it one time, where, like, the principal's telling something to Jerry, the dad, and he's like, shouldn't somebody be notifying us about this? And then the principal's like, I done been notifying. That was Liam, I'm pretty sure, was cracking up about that. I wonder if they'll do another season. I'm pretty sure there's another season coming. I'm looking up. I'm looking it up. What am I looking up? Rick and Morty. Rick and or Morty. Let's see now. Yes, Rick and Morty season 8 is coming in 2025. And it's been renewed through season 12. Rick and or maybe possibly Morty, if we get around to it. I met Dan Harmon right before Rick and Morty came out, like maybe a year before it, and there was talks of him and Justin Roiland doing a TV show. I think we knew it was called Rick and Morty, but we didn't really know much else about it. I knew it was based on this Doc and Marty short that was a ripoff of Back to the Future that I'd seen. I knew it was based on that, but I didn't know what a show based on that thing was gonna be. You know what I mean? But I was excited because I was a huge fan of Justin Roiland already at the time, and I was a bigger fan of Dan Harmon at the time because I loved Community, and so I met him at a taping of Harmontown here in Chicago, and I was asking him about Rick and Morty. I was like, how's Rick and Morty coming along? Like, how is it working with Justin or something? I don't know what I asked something about Justin Roiland, and he's like, oh, how do you know Justin Roiland? I was like, oh, from all the Channel 101 stuff. I just love everything on there that he's involved in. And he's like, oh yeah, man, that kid's career's about to like pop like a bottle of champagne or something. And my sister took a video of me talking to Dan Harmon at some point, and it was just cool. He was such a friendly guy. Him and Jeff Brian Davis, who was his like co-host on Harmontown. Jeff Brian Davis from Whose Line Is It Anyway? He does a lot. So Harmontown, they taped the podcast, then they invited everyone out to this restaurant after the show. And so we went there, me, my buddy, his brother, and my sister. We all went down to the restaurant, and we get there, and everybody, all the people on the podcast, Dan Harmon, his girlfriend Erin McGathy, their dungeon master Spencer Crittenden, and Jeff Davis, they were all kind of making rounds to every table just because they wanted to greet everybody and thank everybody for coming out and kind of just kind of have one-on-one time with everybody. Jeff Davis, though, actually, I don't know. I think the camera crew or something was kind of like editing video in this little cabin right by our table. there's like this little like cabin room or something right next to our table. And I guess they were maybe editing footage in there or something, or tweaking audio, or just hanging out. I don't know. But I think Jeff Davis, after stopping to talk with us, he ducked in there for a little bit, but then he came back out and talked with us some more. And then he just ended up hanging out at our table like the whole night until it was time for them to go. And then, they all left. And this was hours though. Like we're eating pizza, we're getting drinks and stuff, and we're just hanging out with Jeff Davis the whole night, hours. And 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 let's see. So they all leave, and then Dan Harmon was kind of like hanging out at the front, and that's when I talked to him and one-on-one. And I think we were pretty much about the last people to leave with Dan Harmon. Oh, and when I walked in, that was my other kind of little moment with Jeff Davis. It was like, I think there was a little bit of confusion about whether or not we were at the right place. So like we walk in, and I walk in, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, I hope this is the right place. And then I'm like looking for any sign of them or something. And I turn around, and there's this like gigantic dude standing behind me, and it was Jeff Brian Davis. And it just like looked like this towering vampire standing over me. It was all I could think. I was like, whoa, this guy's tall, man. I mean, I'm 5'7". I'm not that tall to begin with, but he just seemed notably tall. Like he just seemed like 2 stories tall when he was standing next to me. I wonder how tall he is, out of curiosity. So I think I've looked it up before, but Jeff B. Davis height. He's 6'5", so he's 10 inches taller than me. But it just like looked. I just turned around, and like he was like looking off into the place as well, but so he didn't notice me or anything necessarily, but I was just like, like not even quite realizing it was him yet. I was like in awe. Another thing I remember about that is we were having pizza. I don't know, probably like pepperoni pizza or something. In any case, it had some meat on it. And what happens after I finish coloring all the pages? Well, I have to catch up on lettering all my pages. I was lettering them as I went, but I'll letter the rest of the pages. That doesn't take a tremendous amount of time. I've done some of that on some streams in the past, I'm pretty certain. But once I finish all the pages, I'm gonna, maybe even before that, I don't know, I'm gonna start submitting this to publishers, I think. I don't know how that works. I think some places you gotta like put up a bunch of money to submit them to publisher or for publishing. I don't know how it works, but we'll find out. But that's what this whole thing is, like figuring out how it goes. But and if I can't get anybody to publish it, I'll just self-publish it and maybe do like a Kickstarter or something. But that's why I would like people to do the thing that I always forget to mention. Like, share, subscribe, but especially share. Share, I'll have a built-in audience when I need to do a share these videos out, share this channel out to people who like this kind of stuff, like to see these artistic processes and stuff, like how you color comics, how you ink comics. I inked this whole book on my YouTube channel, so all those videos are still up. I know you're on Twitch, Dominami, but all these are archived on my YouTube channel. But yeah, the more that this channel gets shared out, the more people click on these videos, the more people you know, get into the spirit of this thing, the more likely I'll be able to get a good backing for a Kickstarter, should I do one. I mean, if I go to a publisher, they'll do whatever they do, but we'll see. We'll find out. But I'd like to submit this to like Scholastic or Image. I like. I don't know who else is good. Those ones I know, and I'm just. But I don't. I don't read a ton of comics. But that's where I see stuff like this. Like Scholastic would be pretty cool. I grew up on the Scholastic book fairs. That's where I got my Calvin and Hobbes books growing up. And there was some kind of like cool, I know I've looked it up on this channel before, like a long time ago, but there was some like Garfield superhero book series for a while that I thought was kind of cool when I was a kid. And Captain Underpants. I remember the first Captain Underpants book came out when I was in 5th grade. That was a long time ago, man. Captain Underpants is still a thing. Not to mention Dogman, and Dave Pilkey is still making these books. Cat Kid or whatever. Karate Cat. I don't know what he does. But yeah, the first Captain Underpants book came out when I was in 5th grade, and I remember finding it on my classroom bookshelf and just being like, what is this? This is amazing. And because it really speaks to like creative kids, because it's like, oh, it's a little mischievous, and it's got like these kids who make these like mischievous comics, and they make little flip books and stuff like that in it, and it kind of shows you how you can make your own basically, and it gets you like in this creative spirit. And like there's like all kinds of funny little gags in those books, like the kids, they always see like those signs where you put up the letters or whatever, and then they'll always like rearrange the letters. Like, so I always thought that was really funny and cool, and it was like one of those things that just sparked my imagination when I was a kid. What happens when I finish this page, however, I am out of pages. Like this will be my last page. So, I mean, my last page that I've already scanned. This is page 132. I have another 110 pages or so to go. And so I actually, let me see, let me pull this up here. I actually just dug out more pages that I have to bring to probably mixing them up now, but I grabbed the next batch of 24, and I'm gonna go to FedEx sometime this week and just scan this batch of 24 pages. I gotta finish erasing the pencils on these. More of this rhino guy. Look, we've got Meanerman again. We've got Mort and Petunia. They're back in the story, people. Most of the people watching this video are like, I have no idea what this guy's talking about. Is he drunk? Is he Jim Gaffigan? He's talking to himself like Jim Gaffigan. I think he's Jim Gaffigan. Actually, I'm here in Elgin, Illinois right now. Jim Gaffigan is from Elgin, Illinois. So claims his Wikipedia page. I don't think he grew up here, though, but I think he was born here. I feel like everything I've ever said, I've said a million times on this channel. In fact, I don't think I ever think of Jim Gaffigan when I am not on this channel. It's just a thing I know. I only know like 12 things, and I have to say them all when I'm on a stream. Trying to make sure I get everything on this panel. Oh. I think on this one. Yeah. Okay. time is it? It's 9:30-ish. Man, I think all those planets are supposed to still be out, but it's been so cloudy. We've kind of missed them. Last night, all I could see, me and my dad, all we could see was Venus and Jupiter. No, Venus and Jupiter, I think. And those are like really bright ones, so it's not hard to miss them. Mars, I feel like, is always out, but we didn't even see that last night. And then tonight, forget about it. Ain't nothing in the sky. It's cloud soup out there. It's been raining all day. It's been pouring all day. Let's see. Anything else in the world going on? Probably not. Oh, I feel like I had something to talk about. But what? I don't know. Remembering. She is a garbage dump. Oh, George Lowe died today. It's pretty sad. I was bummed out by that. George Lowe, the voice of Space Ghost on Space Ghost Coast to Coast. He played Brack's dad in the Brack Show. So that's kind of sad. I wonder what happened. He was 67. George Lowe. Yeah, 67. He had been living in a nursing home in Florida as a result of health issues. He later moved out and would be attended further by a caregiver. He died on March 2nd. I thought he died today. I could have sworn it said the 3rd. At the age of 67, the cause of his death attributed to a long illness. Dang. when I told my friend, he said, "Boo." I told my friend that George, well, the voice of Space Ghost, died. And he said, "Boo." He said, "Boo is what ghosts say. But mere mortals? Well, today we say, boo hoo." Oh, yeah. That is, thank you. I appreciate that, Dominami. I'm a doofus. No, it was not intentional. It's never intentional. Look in my big hairy nose, everybody. Dang it. How long was that just on me? Since I showed those pages? Wasn't that ages ago? Woof. Man, I'm glad somebody is watching the stream, because otherwise I'd still have the camera up my nose. So I don't even see what the stream is showing. My Photoshop is covering it up while I work. I have it like just not covering the chat so I can see when people comment. I think I got all of this one. So I think in about 15 minutes, I'm gonna hop off here and I'm going to work on coloring some sketchbook drawings digitally. Now, I know I'm basically doing that right now in this comic, but I gotta make sure I have like I gotta make sure I can pull off my sketchbook stuff in this kind of way. Usually I just do it with markers, but I need to get away from that. I can't be buying new sets every month. as often as those markers burn out. The Prismacolor. They only do the sets. Write your congressman, people. Tell them to get the individual Prismacolor markers back in Hobby Lobby and on dickblick.com. We want markers. And a lot of my favorite colors are not even in the sets. But I think this is a push, a good, much needed push to get some. I think this is a push that I needed to get my stuff, my digital art going, which I used to do some capacity more, but as long as I've been doing these sketchbooks, it's kind of fallen off. Like I say, I know I'm doing this digitally, but I feel like otherwise just generating digital artwork like regularly, I don't know. It's not, for some reason, when I try to do it, I get like stage fright or something. Oops. It's weird. It's weird how you can get more used to doing certain things digitally and just totally lose. I'm working with two different colors here. Totally lose your ability by, like, you got to be flexing all your muscles all the time. Because I oscillate like for years I would oscillate like a fan. Like, I'd go into digital stuff, go into traditional stuff, and then it's like you get used to doing one, you fall off the wagon on the other. You get used to doing that, you fall off the wagon on the other. Like, where you can only do the parts that you're used to, and then you haven't been exercising your other muscles, so they get weak, you know? So I think it's getting through to you. Not you, don't know. Just the royal you. So anyway, right now, I mean, I'll be scanning drawings in, just like I do for this comic, scanning drawings in and coloring it digitally. But I'd like to just get to a place where I can just start doing digital drawings comfortably. And I'm kind of out of habit of drawing new stuff regularly. Like, I did a drawing a day forever, and it was like nothing. I would just sit down and something would fall out of my wrist. And now I feel like it's like killing me just to get a decent drawing out, which is a bad place to be for an artist. But so when I sit down to do one on in Photoshop, it's like double hard I think is my big problem. So I got a new sketchbook, and I inked some drawings, and I scanned them in, and I should have something colored and posted tomorrow. If I don't, I'll know some fiasco came up. Something was giving me trouble, but I should have a new drawing up tomorrow. Twitter, Instagram, I don't know, whatever the other places are. There's probably other places. Oh no, zooming in instead of out. Said you have to go now. Have a great rest of the stream. Thank you. I'm only going to be on a few more minutes, and then I think I'm scramming too. But thanks for popping in, Dominami. Thanks for keeping me on track. I'll see you next time. Adios. And don't forget, folks, if you like earrings, if you like supporting small businesses, my friend has a small business that she's been operating for 20 years. She does like handmade jewelry. She actually has this laser cutter that costs as much as a car that she bought in the past couple years to help her. Like, it's like an industrial cutter that she bought for the purpose of cutting cool materials to make her jewelry out of. But her site is mycraftedstudio.com. There should be a link in the description with her website. Even if there isn't, it's mycraftedstudio.com, and she has a promo code INK10 for my viewers. So you can use that and get 10% off your handmade jewelry and accessories. Like, she's got some notepads that she's put together in there too lately. But yeah, if you like supporting small businesses, check her out. She's been one of my best friends for 25 years now. Holy smokes. That's how old we are. I was in man, I was 15 when I met her, I think. So 25, 35, 40. I'm not 40 yet. So it was almost 25 years. But yeah, she's one of my best friends, Kat. Go check her out, will you? She appreciates it, and she has great customer service. And I've seen how she puts her packages together. She is so meticulous about the way she puts her packages together. It is cool to see. There's a lot of personal touches that go into it. I was impressed. And I actually have a package coming from her. If she sent it already, I haven't checked the mail. But I ordered some earrings recently off her site. I didn't even use the stinking promo code because I just let her know that I ordered something. And she's like, "Did you use your promo code?" I was like, "Promo code?" She's like, "The one I gave you a million years ago. Ink 10. It's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." So don't be like me. Use the promo code. Stupid. I have no room to call anybody stupid. I'm the stupid guy. Okay, have I done meticulously every little bit? Can I start erasing? I think that's all the... I think that's all of the color holds I want to do. So I'll start erasing or going white over all the... So here's what I'm doing. Just to show it again. Selecting white on the ink layer. This is, yeah, this ink layer. And I'm just painting over all the stuff that I just did a color hold on. Now, and this is just to totally keep it clean that I do the color holds on a separate layer. I think a lot of people would do it right on this layer and just do the color holds, change the black to the reddish brown and the yellow and all that. I think a lot of people would do it on this layer. I just do the color holds on a separate layer and then I paint over it. And if you didn't see, I don't know if I just showed it, but see how you can kind of see the grainy. See at this, when I'm zoomed in like this, I don't see it. But when I zoom out, and I don't know if it would show up or not on a printing. I assume some of it would, maybe not all of it, but it's got this like dirty bit of black that shows through the color, the yellow line that I did on top of it. And so I just want that to be cleaned up. So I hide the color hold layer, I select the white on that layer, and then I just paint over it. And then when I get all that, when I turn the color hold layer back on, it looks a lot cleaner. So that's what I do. I just get rid of all the stuff that I did a color hold on. So most of the background, if not all the background, in this scene And I just know the stuff that I did. I'm not sure, I can double check. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna select this. Oh, I did all black again. That's fine. Good. Let me go to this page. I was doing a lighter color around these little highlights. So I'm gonna select that. I'm gonna add that on these ones because I didn't do it yet. What? Oh, I'm not. I'm on the wrong layer. That's why. Okay. There's one eye. Make this a bit smaller. Now, the shadow layer is under this, under the color holds, and I think that's kind of necessary, so I want this shadow to read. And subtly, the shadow not being on this outline, I don't know, you never know. It might stand out that it's not going on the outline. So I'm actually going to take a darker version of this color, and I'm just going to touch that part of it. Now that might be a little too nitpicky, but sometimes when I was, sometimes, yeah, when I was a kid, I would see like weirdness in a comic, and it would just kind of drive me a little crazy. Like, why didn't they do this? And that now I get a lot of it that I would see back then. Like just little like color weirdnesses. And there's gonna be stuff like that in this book all over the place. That would have driven me crazy as a kid, but sometimes I catch something and it just gnaws at me. Like the shadow on the line, I guess. I don't know. That sounds batty now that I'm thinking about it. I didn't have to do that, I don't think. For me or anyone. Ah! He goes, ah! I don't know what he's saying. I'd have to look at the script. Somewhere there's a script. Oh, I actually don't know where my script is. I hope it's in that box. It might not be. So I was living in my place. And then now I'm at my parents' place for the time being. And I have one box here and a million boxes at my place. But I don't live there now, so I keep having to go and fish stuff out. Little by little, as I need stuff. But I do have I think the physical script is most up to date, but I should have the gist of what I need. Digital. I should have the digital file on this computer. So I'll be fine. One way or another. Okay. I think that one's actually fine. All right. So I cleaned some of that up. I might continue this a little bit tonight. I'll definitely continue it a little bit tomorrow morning off stream. But I'm also going to work on my sketchbook stuff. So we'll see how that works out. If you see a new drawing pop up on social media tomorrow, you'll know it was a success. I'm probably going to stream tomorrow evening. So I'll see you then. In the meantime, do please like, share, subscribe. Check out the link tree in the description if you see it. And that's got my social media. That's got all kinds of other stuff. My TeePublic store where you can get prints of my artwork on t-shirts and pillows, and you can get prints and flags and all kinds of stuff like that with stuff I drew on it. So check that out. But at the very least, follow me on Twitter or whatever it's called, and Instagram, and follow my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel and all the other stuff. That'd be nice of you. And what else? Don't cuss. Wash your dog and eat your vegetables. These are my 3 wishes. All right. Goodbye, everybody. I love you.